You know, there's an old saying, quit while you're ahead, or in this case, quit while you're behind. But unfortunately, my good friend, and I say that very loosely, my good friend, the British Bulldog, the individual on the far left, unfortunately, he did not keep his mouth shut. In fact, let me just adjust myself here. Okay. In fact, the champion, the World Wrestling Federation champion, The Undertaker, he tells me that he badmouthed my son again. Only this time, instead of punishing him and his best friend and tag team partner Bret Hart, I decided to just make this a gauntlet match between the British Bulldog and the team of Mr. Rogers, Alex Trebek, and The Rock. So, British Bulldog, I hope that the bad mouthing you did to my son is worth the pain you're about to experience right now. You know, it doesn't take a lot to make me angry, but I may not sound angry, but believe me, I am holding on, trying not to blow a gasket because of you, British Bulldog. Well, you know what? You made your bed, and now it's time for you to lie in it. Right now. Okay, so the first matchup is going to be between Mr. Rogers and the British Bulldog. These two, between the three opponents that the British Bulldog is going to fight, these two have been at each other's throats the longest. And at one time, they traded the championship, the World Wrestling Federation championship, between the two, before it was won eventually by The Undertaker. And ever since then, Undertaker has been champion. And as far as the rules up for this matchup is concerned, if the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, somehow can find a way to beat Mr. Rogers, then he's going to have a match with Alex Trebek. And if he can somehow get past Alex Trebek, then he'll get his chance to fight The Rock. But if at any time that Davey Boy Smith loses, then the match is over also, and, well, then the match ends right then and there. You can win by pinfall or submission, you cannot be counted out, and you cannot be disqualified. And falls count anywhere. So, with the rules out of the way, let's get on with the matchup. And a dropkick that missed. I have to say, you know, I really don't want to punish my wrestlers, but, you know, if they just... It's one thing to say bad things about me, but it's another thing to take aim at my son, TehJew 22. You know, because he's just a kid. He doesn't know what's going on. And even if he did, he's my son. You don't play with my son. Well, not like that, but you know what I mean. No, you don't make my son. You don't make my son upset and expect nothing bad to happen to you. I mean, if it was, if it was a child his age that did it to him, well, I can't do nothing about it because, well, he too is just a kid. He doesn't know better, but when a grown man, such as the British Bulldog, wants to badmouth my son, well, he has another thing coming. And I hope it's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood, especially when Mr. Rogers is kicking your ass. I gotta calm down. Because if I don't, I might end up getting a heart attack. And, you know, at 38 years of age, I can't really... I gotta calm down because, well... I still have an old wrestling injury that has to be healed, and even if I do get it healed, my doctors have told me never to wrestle again. right now, Davey Boy Smith is getting everything he asked for and more at the hands of Mr. Rogers. A left, another left, and a right onto the British Bulldog. Pinfall, 1. No. Also, there are no rope breaks, so just keep that in mind as well, folks. A cross-arm neck breaker onto the British Bulldog. And now, what's Mr. Rogers going to do? Nope. A suplex back inside the ring the hard way by the British Bulldog. As far as the British Bulldog and Mr. Rogers are concerned, let me look. The Bulldog, the British Bulldog, leads the series 2-1 over Mr. Rogers, and if he is successful in beating Mr. Rogers, then the feud between them would be over because the British Bulldog would win 3-1. Of course, if Rogers was to win this match, not only would the match end, but he would tie the series with the British Bulldog. And uh-oh, this is not good. This is not good if you're Mr. Rogers. A DDT right through the table onto Mr. Rogers, but remember, there is no count out, and there is, there's no disqualification, so all of this is perfectly legal, as much as I hate to say it, but it is. A neck breaker onto from Mr. Rogers onto the British Bulldog. And a double arm DDT onto the wood of the table. And wait, did he just... Wait a minute. Oh no. Pile driver onto the table, and that actually busted him open. Is that it? 1, 2. No. Kick out by the British Bulldog. I'll tell you what. Oh, wait a minute. The neighborhood twist onto the British Bulldog. Oh, but he's going to throw him back inside the ring, which honestly might be the safest place in this arena, to be perfectly honest with you. And a drop toe hold face buster. It looks as if the British Bulldog is getting everything he wanted and more. I mean... Oh, wait. Ooh, and a kick right to the back of the British Bulldog. And a whip into the corner is the British Bulldog. Now, honestly, I'll admit, right now, Mr. Rogers can go for the cover if he wants to, but I think he's just toying with the British Bulldog. As much as I don't like the British Bulldog, you don't want to toy around with him. I mean, you don't want to make a mistake, is what I'm trying to get at. And, wait a minute. Ooh, and a choke slam from off the top rope. 1, 2, 3, and that's enough. So the British Bulldog is not going to fight Alex Trebek, nor is he going to fight The Rock. But the series between Mr. Rogers and the British Bulldog is even at 2 matches apiece. And as for you, British Bulldog, I hope you learned your lesson the second time, which apparently you didn't learn the first time. And that is, don't you ever say anything bad about my son. Don't you ever do that. But for Mr. Rogers, it's definitely a beautiful day in the neighborhood. But folks, we have one more match after this. So stay tuned. It's the main event. It'll be up right after this.